slow first. Got out of the gate real slow. I thought we didn't work very hard, particularly away from the puck. I thought we changed that in the second period, and I thought we were doing that in the third period for the majority of the time. I thought we were playing the way that we wanted to play. We turned the puck over, obviously, on the second goal. Kind of took the wind out of the sails, or our sails there, and had to kind of find a way to regroup. And I'll be frank with you, I've yet to see the third goal, exactly how that happened, but I think it came off the boards funny. I know where the shot came from, but I'm not sure why we weren't into a guy right away. But some of the guys came off the ice and said there was a funny bounce that came off the board. So obviously to come back and find a way to tie it with 9 seconds left, a resilient group. As we all know, points are extremely important at this time of year. So a point is better than no points. But obviously, I think at the end of the day, there's probably some mixed emotions here because we didn't give our best here this evening.
Questions for Coach Sager?
Did you say anything to the guys after the Browns' first goal?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't clear pucks. I thought the penalty kill and the rotation was pretty good, but we had at least twice, if not a third time, where we had a chance to clear a puck. And you talk about turnovers or failed clears, usually they come back and they bite you, and there's a prime example of that.
Yeah. Excuse me, in the first period, did you feel like you guys were on the edge of maybe some scoring opportunities where it was just, whether it was puck gets knocked away or, rebound didn't get a stick on? I mean, it seemed like there was opportunities there that you guys didn't quite finish. I
would agree with you, and we talk about that with staying with the process. I mean, everything's not clean, as far as tape to tape, but you have to stay with it and work with your opportunities. But at the end of the day, in the first, we didn't work hard enough, consistently enough, to get rewarded on the breaks that you're suggesting.
Earlier in the week, you talked about being at least pleased with one of the things you were pleased with, guys going to the net hard, and it seemed like at least the second goal or first goal was a result of that.
Yeah, I thought we did do a fairly good job of that. I thought the net presence was fairly good. Even on the tying goal, kind of real scrambly, but there was a hunger around the net. So I thought our forwards did a very good job of that this evening.
You guys had a little huddle after you pulled Mitch with about a minute 30 to go. Anything in particular you said there to try and get the team going at all?
Just we wanted to get pucks to the net. Obviously, we're on a power play, so we spent a lot of time just on what would happen if we won the face-off versus losing the face-off, and then also if they were to dump the puck, what would occur. Obviously, with the extra attacker, we wanted to keep Christian Hilbrich, our bigger body, in front of the net. But aside from that, run a very similar power play unit to what that group does normally.
Seemed like there was times throughout where you guys were getting shots that were just sort of going wide, not necessarily getting enough on the net. Is that something where it's just a matter of who's taking the shots, or where you getting the shots from, or just guys having to execute better?
Yeah, I think a lot of times what people fail to realize is when pucks get shot wide of the net, certainly there's times where you miss it, but there's other times where the opposing team's doing a very good job of getting into that shot lane. And so and you saw it with Brown a few times where we actually went out in shot lanes, they purposely missed the net wide. We talk about that at times where we want to get pucks down to the paint, and so you can't always get them right to the net, but you want to get them down to the paint so the forwards that are down in the net front can go retrieve them and then bring it to the net. So every team that we face within our league is extremely good defensively. So we certainly want to find ways where we can attack sometimes underneath, because those opportunities aren't always there from the blue line down.
Couple tough opponents coming up, Harvard and Yale. Anything you'd like to see done differently than you did tonight?
Well, I think tomorrow is going to be a big test. I mean, we haven't looked ahead to Harvard at all. We've scouted Yale already. They're an outstanding team. I think they're one of the best defensive teams right now in the country. They do an unreal job of limiting your chances. So we're going to have to work. I mean, they're going to take a lot of opportunity away from us, and so we're going to have to work, and we're going to have to work and work away from the puck to get those opportunities tomorrow. And with that being said, we're going to have to compete defensively as well too, because they do have some very skilled players.
Coach, you guys get on that high with a goal, about under 10 seconds left. How do you get them back, I guess, down to earth, get ready for that overtime session?
I think we talk a lot about the process. I think that's a cliche right now in coaching, but our guys know what our process is, and we wanted to make sure that we got back to that. And I think it's very easy to get wrapped up in the emotion. You don't want to squash that emotion because the guys are on a high. You want to keep that going, but at the same token, you have to do it the right way, because you very easily could be chasing 2 points and come away with no points, and so you got to find that right balance, and that's kind of what we're trying to focus in on.
Hilbrich.
Christian, just walk us through big 9.4 seconds left there, tying it up. Great momentum going tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we started the third period well and got that early power play goal, and we were kind of firing on all cylinders, and then they got a nice goal on a rush, and then that lucky bounce that went off the dasher and right onto the guy's stick in the slot, which kind of killed our momentum, put us back on our heels, but we tried to go right back at it, and we were lucky enough to get a fortunate bounce there. I thought Reece was going to rip it top shelf, but it popped right out there, and I just backhand slappered it in. It is good momentum. Yale's a great team. We're already thinking about that game now, so it is a good momentum push, but that's we wanted 2 points out of that game, and we only came away with one, so tomorrow's a must-win for us.
Anthony, how crucial was it coming out hot right out of the third period, getting that goal, and getting the game back on your side?
I feel like it was extremely crucial. We talked about making sure we take their D wide and bring it to the net, and good things happen when you take the puck to the net. So goalie came out, made a nice move around him, and found a way to put it in the net.
Going down the stretch, how big does just getting this point as opposed to losing one feel, competing for that fourth bye?
This point was a pretty big deal. It definitely beats getting 0 points. So we got to continue to make sure we come out and put it on for 60 minutes. That little lull in the first period where they got a goal that could have went our way if we put them on for that 20 minutes. And I think going down the stretch here, we need to make sure we get as many points as we possibly can, because there's a big race here for these spots.
What you feel like something changed with you guys second period? Even early in the second period, it seemed like they were making it tough for you guys so they get out of your zone and get going, but then all of a sudden you guys sort of turned it on a little bit.
We just stuck to coach's game plan. Making sure we play fast, we don't hold onto the puck, we go from low to high, we move in our feet in the offensive zone, making sure we stay physical with our sticks down, and our coaches watch a ton of video, and when you stay true to the process and you buy into what they're saying and actually execute it, good things happen.
You think it was just the lull in the first was just what do you think that was? Is it just a matter of
I think we came out and maybe thought the game was going to be easier than it actually was. Every team in our league's good, and we need to know going into each game that it's going to be an absolute war. It's going to be a battle, and we need to make sure we bring it all for all 60 or 65 minutes.
But when you guys were able to get up, what do you think it was that let them get back in it? And obviously, you come all the way back, take the lead at home, you figure your momentum's on your side, and then they're able to sort of turn things around.
I feel like that's the way it goes sometimes. Like an example on that third goal was a bounce right off the dasher behind the net and lands right on the guy's stick who's open in front of the net. And we took a deep breath and told each other on the bench we're going to stick together, come tight as a group, travel in packs, and go out there and get the job done, which we ended up doing with 9 seconds left.